Hola amigos! Welcome to the channel. We are coming up, when you're watching this video, we are celebrating 2 years of being in the countryside. 2 years after we made the momentous decision to totally uproot our life, totally change our life, and 2 years since we took that U-Haul truck with all of our stuff, including our little Honda Fit, down from the Dallas-Fort Worth area down here to the Corsicana area, and how we ended up here on La Vida Buena Acres. And so, we thought it's been a long time. It was a huge part of who we are, making that decision to get here. So we thought, we've never really done the intro video, as many of you would call it. And really, I guess that's because we've been kind of pushing it off. We haven't wanted to get into that. But all along the way, we just celebrated July in honor of the 15 for 15, which you all did great with. We just celebrated our Cheapy. And
but we realize a lot of you don't know who Cheapy is.
Yeah.
So
this is our story. So 15 years ago, our son was born, Rafael, and he was seldom ever called that.
He was called that like 3 times.
No. So Cheapy was born 15 years ago in July, and we were living in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we both had great careers. I was in education, you were in
Nonprofit.
You were a nonprofit, and he was born with a lot of medical needs, and so we spent the first 3 months at Children's in the pediatric ICU, and from there on out, we got out and we spent more time in the hospital. And at that point, we both had to make an important decision of what was going to take priority in our life, and Cheapy was going to be the priority of our life, and we made that decision thoughtfully and on purpose, and that's what steered us for these 15 years. So, he was born with a lot of medical needs, and so we spent, we spent a lot of time in the hospital, but because of his medical needs, he had day nursing and he had night nursing, and so, we made sure that his schedule always came first. And so in fact, at least a couple times you stepped back from work. Actually, because before he was born, you were in mortgage industry. So you stepped back from work, then you went back to work, and then you stepped back from work again. So anyway, we had a great life, and we supported him, and we were super involved, and he had the best doctors in Dallas that you could probably find, at Texas Scottish Rite, at Children's Medical Center, and things were going well. But one of the things that we struggled with a lot was his allergies. And so, being a large metroplex, the pollution was pretty bad. The allergies were always really bad, and that was something that was always an acute problem. And so 2 years ago, tomorrow, well, I guess maybe a few months before that point, but we made the decision that we had to do something. It was kind of at a point where it was no longer sustainable, just kind of dealing with it from day to day. So we kind of had the rolling of the map out on the table scene, and we said, all right, we will go anywhere we could possibly go to rectify this situation and make it less of a deal. And so this one got her biology hat on and started plotting the data, and we noticed, lo and behold, that when you get an hour south of Dallas, the pollution levels go down, the ozone levels go down, the particulate levels all go down. Not really sure why, but they do. So we sold our house, we got rid of some stuff. Those of you who have watched The Shed know that not everything. We sold the house, we put everything into a U-Haul, and we moved on down to Corsicana. And we spent the first year and a half in an apartment with the idea of finding our next forever home out in the country. So once we got the apartment, it made it a lot easier to travel around the area, and we finally found a plot of land, the current plot that we're on. Oh gosh, I forget when.
Back in November of 2018.
All right, November 2018. So we were looking for plots, and we had started looking around. We found a 2-acre lot that was pretty good. It was on the lake, but then we kept on looking, and then I found a 4-acre lot, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. I just don't know if it's big enough. And then we found an 11-acre lot, and we looked at that, and I was like, I don't know. And then we found this one, and it was 23 acres, and I said yes. And you said
no. What do 3 people at the time need with 23 acres? We have 0 agricultural skills. We have 0 farming skills. We had very minimal DIY skills. What are we gonna do?
No, hold up on the DIY skills.
Minimal.
We have DIY skills.
We had.
No, we have. Anyway. So we found the property. We immediately got on it because it has the tank. It's a beautiful piece of property with trees and everything. And we got on it and we purchased it. Jeepy came out with us so many times, and we're really thankful. We brought him out during the cool weather, and it was honestly some of the only times that we ever spent time outside with him. It was one of the few places that he was ever able to go outside. You know, we were able to take him around here and also in town to the restaurants and meet everybody, and it wasn't a problem. So immediately we knew it was the right decision. And again, at this point, you had stopped working entirely to take care of him. And so right off the bat, you know, it was a huge blessing, and we immediately started making plans to build a house here on the property. And we probably went through 3 sets of lines.
I think we went through 4.
4 sets of lines? Yes. So big ups to our now friends, that architects and builders that helped us guide us through that part, and ultimately didn't result in anything being built, but were there for us and talked through lines that would be a house that Chibi could live in and thrive in. So long story short,
is it really short?
Not long story short, but you know, although he started doing really, really well, other things started not happening very well. And so in November of last year, the night of Thanksgiving, he passed away after having been on hospice for
7 weeks.
And so, although, you know, moving out here to the country was a dream that we had for him and for us to live a different life, he decided that he had other plans. And so we had to face the decision that, you know, we had 23 acres. We were in an apartment that we had moved and found for him. We had to decide what it was that we were going to do. We made that decision we made the decision while he was on hospice and we were still in the apartment, that regardless of what was going to happen, that we were going to stick with it. That, you know, there were a lot of gifts that he gave us besides unconditional love. It was the ability to step away from expectations of life, step away from how you're supposed to live life, and he gave us the out to live how we wanted to live. And so, because we knew that this was also partly our dream as well, we decided that we were going to stick with it. And so since that point, we've been living like Chippy. And what we mean by that is doing exactly that, where you do and live the way that you want to live, the way that you know that you were meant to live, not the way that others have crafted for you, not the way that society has crafted for you. And I know so many homesteaders out there on the YouTube channels are living exactly the same way. They've had different places where they've broken from expectation, and that's what we're trying to do here too. But we're a little bit different, you know.
And we've always been different, and we've known that. You can't have a cheapie in your life and not be different. And y'all are different too. You don't have to have a cheapie to be different, but cheapie was our different. We were different before. I think that's how we attracted cheapie to us, and we'll be different after. And we embrace that different. We know a lot of people don't get it, and we know a lot of people do, and it doesn't really matter. We're different enough to where we want to share with you, because we feel like other different people shared with us, and the more you share your differences, I don't know, the world's a little bit better.
Yeah.
And cheapie showed that.
And you know, we get to show a different way of living life. I think that's a good thing. And so even if you don't take that on yourself, we hope that you enjoy the craziness.
You can live vicariously through us.
Which I know a lot of our friends in Dallas are still doing, and they laugh at us on the Facebook posts, especially like last night when we figured out that one of the hens was a rooster. I think we have a name for it, but anyway.
So
that's our story.
We wouldn't change anything except for the big thing, but that wasn't our choice. So the things we did choose, we wouldn't change.
Right.
And we move forward.
Yeah. And we're grateful for the experiences we had, the people that we met, all the lives that have supported us, and the love that has come about as a result of all of this. So hopefully we can continue to pay that forward, and you can enjoy our crazy adventures. So
We'll see ya.
until the next one, adios.